Hi everyone, and welcome to Friday, the new time of 9:30 instead of 10. I have sort of had to get myself a little bit into the new system of being up and ready at 9:30. So hi Carolyn, thanks for checking in. You obviously know that I've changed my time to 9:30, so welcome. Wow, what a week it's been. For most of you that follow me, you'll realise that I live and my business is based in Melbourne. And wow, we've gone through a rocky road this week. First, we've had our curfew introduced, which really hasn't affected my life. As a family lady, I'm not out there rocking and rolling at 8, and we're already in lockdown anyway. So from a personal perspective, it hasn't really affected us too much. Our life is not that much different. We were walking an hour. Okay, we can't go out any more than that. But really, shopping on my own has really been part of the repertoire since March. So, in fact, you know what? I was really shopping on my own before that anyway. So actually, none of that has changed. But of midnight on Wednesday, we went into business lockdown. And I was a little bit confused. I thought that was actually going to happen today, but that was actually for the larger industry. So anyway, to cut a long story short, we're now in lockdown. So it means we can't really go to the studio. A lot of the studio has now been transferred into my home office. It was only 18 months ago that I proudly moved out of the home office and set up the business in a studio, and now I feel like some of that stuff has come back into my office, and I dare not show you what it looks like. However, I have an organised chaos on my office floor, and I know where the materials are that I need. So effectively, the whole team now is working from home, and we're still open. There is so much that we can do, and what I'm really proud of is that not only am I really grateful that, I've still got my business and it's still, it's going strongly, but I'm really proud of the fact that I have not laid anyone off. I am still employing people, and those people still have jobs, and they still have something to get them up in the morning. They've still got mental stimulation. They've still got work. They're able to support themselves. And I'm really proud of that as a small business owner, that it's not just about me, that I'm actually supporting others in a really, really struggling, a really tumultuous time. So I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that, and I don't want to make this whole chat about, because I still want to answer questions if anyone's got them there, but, I am really grateful. I wake up really grateful that I live in Australia. And yeah, sure, Victoria's going through a really rough time, but goodness knows, and goodness, we do know that there are other countries and other areas that are suffering much worse than what Victoria is and what Melbourne is. So I think that we can, just band together and get through it. But I am really proud, and we are open, and there is so much work that we can do and get clients really ready and prepared, so that when everything opens in September, they're basically ready to rock and roll. There's so much that we can do. And because I do have a small business, we're nimble, we're flexible. The last lockdown, we were able to create a whole lot of online services that are still available on our website. And I'm on a daily basis talking to people about just what they're able to do. When it doesn't mean that everything closes. There's so much we can do from home. And a lot of our suppliers are still open. So the beautiful sample box that we send our clients is still able to be done. So because we've been servicing clients remotely all over Australia, from really regional areas to interstate, we've got the systems and processes in place that enable us to serve our clients remotely. We use video a lot, we use Zoom meetings a lot, we record a lot of information, which even for our local clients, they love it because they can sit down together when it suits them. We don't have to create meetings during business hours or even when they're just feeling exhausted. So on the weekend, they're able to sit down together and go through the video recording. And the other great thing is, and this is even really funny because my staff would say, it's awesome, I can pause you. I don't need to go at your speed, because I know sometimes I talk very quickly. And so you can just sit back and just do it in your own time, pause, chat about that particular area that I've highlighted in the video. So it's a really a nimble tool. And so I'm finding even our local clients that live in the same suburb as us are actually really loving the videos. So it really has opened up a whole new way of communicating with people. And so we've already had that in place. And so whether you live on Scotland Island or in Brisbane or in Perth, or whether you live in the same suburb, we are able to serve you in exactly the same way. And so that hasn't changed for us. It just means that what we've been doing with our interstate and regional clients is now being rolled out to all our local clients now. So video, lots and lots of Zoom, which reminds me I really should have my glasses on. Because I've had to get new glasses because I'm in front of the screen so much more now than what I was. But we also create these beautiful sample boxes. So not only do you get the video and the design rationale about what we've been doing, but we've got these gorgeous boxes that get sent out with all the information around. This is your bench top, this is your bathroom bench top, this is the splashback with all the different options, and it allows you to touch and feel and see the true colour of those materials. And the feedback we've been getting about the sample boxes has been great, that people have, it's almost like, you know, the little Christmas present that you can actually see everything. So, you know, that's in place as well. And so I just wanted to quickly go through a little bit of research. What are some of the things that you can do now that are going to set you up? And I've been liaising with a lot of our trades, projects that were already locked into a contract prior to the lockdown can continue. But I'm already talking to our cabinet maker and our builders and so forth about what can we do through this time. And we can certainly quote, we can do remote check measures. It's really quite incredible what we can do. So I wanted to highlight to you some of the things that can continue, maybe to trigger something with you. So the floor plan sanity check, which is a really popular service of ours, is completely online. So we can review your plans, your floor plans for functionality, zoning, flow, space planning, noise mitigation, which is often forgotten about, energy efficiency, and the overall design meeting your objectives. Oh, Ilana, how lovely to join you. He's one of our amazing Melbourne-based lighting designers. So how lovely to have you on, Ilana. So Ilana, I should say, the business is called Ilana. So that's a really awesome way to assess your floor plans before you go any further, and that can certainly be done now. That's all done on video. We have a Zoom meeting, and we really get into the nitty-gritty, and I'm doing one later on this afternoon. Joinery design and internal elevations, that's all done on a computer. So we can absolutely get all your internal elevations and joinery design done. Now, this is a really hot topic at the moment because so many clients are getting a little bit confused about what's joinery design, which is something the cabinet maker may put together for you, but what's the design element of it? Where's the design rationale? And also what are internal elevations. So I'm actually writing a blog about this so that I can really educate you on what the key differences are and why you need it and how it's going to save you so much grief and headaches through the build process, but also it's going to mitigate a lot of phone calls during the build process, but it's also going to mitigate the fact that you've got a quote that's not really that accurate because the builder's not quite sure. It is absolute gold, and it's what actually sets apart a really detailed job versus one that is sort of done on the back of a serviette. So don't underestimate the value of joinery and internal elevations and what it can actually do for you. So I am going to write a blog about this because it's just come up so much recently, and I thought, oh, I need a resource to be able to show our clients, show them, but actually detail what it actually means. So that's coming. If I get time today, it's going to come today. Otherwise, it's coming out next week because there's just such a need to educate people on that. Material selections. We can still do this. As I said, there's a lot of stuff in my home studio. And as you saw yesterday, I posted a little Instagram story about my dog coming in there, and he's having a great time walking all over the materials and feeling that he can add a lot of value. He's super cute though, so he's sort of allowed in. The outside dog has become such an inside dog, it's not funny. So material selections, and we can still send out the sample boxes to you, and also we can create mood boards and material boards electronically for you to show you all the materials and then still be able to send out the sample box. So that doesn't need to stop either. Decorating. Even though we can't set things up and furniture is closed down and reupholstering is closed down, we can still actually specify everything, show you everything on an electronic board, mood board and materials board. And then we can still get quotes, and we can still have that all set up so things can be delivered in September when we've come out of lockdown. So that can all basically be set up, and we're doing that right now for clients. The last one is window treatments. They can't be installed and we can't get check measures. We're not allowed on site. However, we can still go through, based on your floor plans, room by room, and still specify, because I do specify window treatments room by room, window by window, rather than the whole house, because we're looking at privacy, we're looking at sun management, we're looking at sleeping abilities, we're looking at shade, we're looking at energy efficiency per window, because it's based on so many different things, rather than, oh, let's just do a blanket approach. That's not how we do it. So that can all be done remotely. It can be based on your floor plans. So we can specify what the treatment's going to be, what the fabric's going to be, get a quote organised, and then again, ready to rock and roll when everything opens up after we're out of stage 4 lockdown, which, fingers crossed, if everyone does the right thing, it's going to be in September. So really, there's nothing that needs to stop. We might be massaging how we deliver things to you, and there won't be face-to-face meetings. And I know when people are really touchy-feely sort of people and they love that face-to-face interaction, look, the Zoom is the next best thing. And don't worry, as soon as we're out of this, we're going to be having all the face-to-face meetings all over again. So there's just so much that we can still do. So don't let stage 4 lockdown make you feel that your whole project's on hold, because it's not. And I know Ilan, who's on this, who's on right now, he will still be doing quotes, designing light fittings and so forth to get things out. So again, we are still open, but also I'm so happy that I've not laid off anyone, and I am employing people, and that is what I want to be able to continue to do throughout this whole journey. It's been my focus the whole time, is, being able to still employ people, because so many people are losing their jobs. And I don't want to be one of those that is doing that. I'm so proud that I'm contributing, and the business is contributing to other people's lives, not just our clients, but the staff, so the overall White Pebble Interiors family. So has anyone got any questions, burning questions that they want me to answer? The Kitchen Design Essentials podcast this week dropped on Wednesday, and that was all about splashbacks, a topic that I'm very passionate about. We've had such great feedback about the webinar. I think I mentioned that last week, although I was having such a coughing fit last week, I could barely talk. I feel so much more normal now. I was actually debating whether I should even allow that video to go out, but it's raw and ready, and that's just the way it was. I had such a bad coughing fit. And then what else is coming up? So I am going to launch the blog next week with regards to joinery design, to give you a really good overview about that. So if we don't have any questions, Carolyn, your project's still going along. And so, things are moving. Keep things moving. It's also a really good time to, listen to podcasts and so forth. So if there are no burning questions today, again, I'll be back here at 9:30 next week, and there'll be a new topic. I really needed to address COVID today because, look, it's such a big part of our lives for those in Melbourne, and there's been, there is a lot of commentary around the fact that what's happening in Melbourne and Victoria is going to have a knock-on effect interstate as well. We're a really big manufacturer and producer for the other states. So, look, this impact is just going to be felt everywhere. I'm just so fortunate and grateful that we can still get out. In other countries, in their lockdown periods, in Spain, for example, they weren't allowed to leave their house to exercise. So every day I'm grateful that I can still leave the house, still get out with my kids and they go rollerblading, still get out with my dog, and, that we can walk to the beach. So, I'm still so grateful for so many different things, and I think we all should tap into something that we're grateful for. We're lucky to be in Australia because even though Victoria's not going through a great period, we are still in such a better position than many, many other places. So if there's no more questions today, I am going to leave you with a link in the chat. Sorry, in the I feel like I'm on a Zoom call, don't I? In the chat, I'll leave you a link to book a chat. If you want to touch base with me about how we might be able to progress things with you, or you might be a little bit stuck, book a chat with me. It's a direct access to my diary, and we can have a 10-15 minute chat about where we might be able to support you, where you're a little bit stuck, and so forth. So, while I just turn that phone off, that's the only thing I didn't put to silent was my landline. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun while you can. And I'll be here, same place, same time next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.